Hey everyone, it's Frederick Kramer here. In this video I'm going to show you how to get so many clients that you actually can't handle all the clients, and how to build a system that predictably gets you clients in the long run, and how to do this as fast as possible to get to 7 or 8 figures. Quick disclaimer, I don't look like I'm making 7 figures, but I've been working closely together with other people that do, and I know the exact process that they're working through, and I want to show you that in this video. In case you don't know me yet, my name is Frederick Kramer and I'm on a mission to revolutionize productivity by helping agency owners double, triple or quadruple the speed at which they get rich. Without further ado, let's get into that. If you expected some crazy shiny object syndrome method that's going to get you there, that's going to be super easy to do, I'm sorry to disappoint you. All the people that are successful are this because they have done a lot of work, but you don't need to do so much work if you just know what exactly you need to work on. And the key thing to get somewhere quickly is to just do as little as possible that's still necessary. So in this video I'm going to show you exactly the simple steps that you need to do and how you can do this on your own, so that your strategy is a bit different and just will get you the craziest edge over the competition that you can basically have. And in order to do that, let's quickly hop on my laptop and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so let's build a very simple and very straightforward strategy that's going to get you clients and that's going to cut away all the fucking distractions that make it harder, so that's just going to happen faster. I've built this beautiful Notion page here, and I also suggest you to do this in Notion. What you want to start with is that you want to make the text small on the page and you want to have it on full width. Then you want to have 3 columns here, and we want to start on the right with your goal. And your goal is probably to make money or something to that extent, which is why we're just going to start here with wealth. Okay, so we're going to write wealth here, and we're going to make this beautiful because we want to have a color code and some overview. And this will be the main goal, right? You probably have a goal getting to 10k a month, getting so and so many clients or something. We want to just base this on wealth, and your particular goal is probably just a milestone, because in reality you probably don't just want to go to 10k a month. Chances are, if you are 10k per month, you'll probably just say I'll get to 100k a month or something like that, right? And the reason why we don't want to attach this to a specific goal is because in order to get to 10k a month, you can be quite lucky, right? You don't need good systems. You can just get 1 or 2 clients that pay you some more money, and then you're basically there, right? And quick disclaimer, I'm not at 10k a month yet. I know tons of people who are, and I just recently started this business that I have here, but I had more clients than I could handle in my previous business, but I just didn't want to continue with that because of that exact reason, because I knew that I could only make this to I don't know, 6 figures or something, but I don't want to get there. I want to eventually get to 7 or 8 figures, okay? And we want to set the action items here that will get us to 7 or 8 figures. And in order to do this in a standard agency / high-ticket business, as you probably know, there are a couple of systems that we need to build, because we don't want a random process. We want something that is predictable, because obviously if it's predictable, then we can build this once, and obviously we need to take a look at it every now and then, but basically it's evergreen, okay? Like I said, there's some maintenance in there, but it's a lot more evergreen than just trying to do something again and again. So we want to build systems, and what we generally need to have is a certain amount of people that work in our business, but that's usually the last thing that you really want to do, the operations and scaling. Before that, you want to have a system that books you appointments on a regular basis, which could be YouTube, this could be cold email, this could be cold DM, cold calling, things like that. So you want to build a system there with an appointment booking rate of 2% or something like that. You might as well start with 1%, but it's just going to be easier to handle and scale with 2% or 3%. So that's one thing. I'm going to quickly write that in here. Right, so that is the first thing that you want to do. Then we want to make this pretty again. We want to have it in yellow. And this is one thing, okay? And as soon as you have built the system, then you obviously have a way to predictably get appointments, but this is obviously not everything, because after that you want to close these appointments, and in between that you obviously want to make sure that they actually show up. So the next point, and I'm not going to write this out here right now, will be, because it just takes so long, right? Will be build a show system with 80% show rate, 70% show rate, depending on your outreach method or acquisition method. After that, you want to build a sales system that gets you a certain conversion rate, or how many people you close. And if you combine all these things, then you just have a predictable way to get clients, right? That's the first thing. And this is already going to make your goal happen if all these systems are built. And if you hire people to run these systems and give them SOPs, then you don't even need to do this yourself. You can have a 4-hour work week probably and make 7 figures, right? It's going to take you a lot of suffering to build these systems, But once you have this, it's just going to happen, right? And then after that, you obviously want to build a value delivery system, whatever your particular service is. You want to make this very straightforward to do. You want to have it predictable as well. And you want to have some copy and paste mechanism in there where you can just copy and paste everything that you have with as little change as necessary or possible from one client to the next. Because if you do this, then obviously you can just take on more clients and you can make more money, therefore, right? The last thing that you want to do is you want to hire people, which could be appointment setters or sales reps or other people, and like, you know, sales managers, client success managers, general like CEO, like operations managers, right? You need a couple of people in your business that manage all these processes that we just talked about, which is client acquisition, sales, maybe even show up system and value delivery or service delivery. And if you have all these things done, then you'll be at your goal, because if you have all these things done, making 7 figures will be pretty easy, and you don't want to focus on a specific number or something. You want to focus on building everything in your business, and if everything is done, then you'll be extremely rich, right? So let me quickly write this out actually. These are, for some parties, arbitrary metrics, right? If you send 100 emails, for example, you get 2 calls, and 70% of these calls, which is a fuck number, but you know, show up, then you close 1 in every 5 calls. This means client satisfaction rate. So if you get 10 clients, only 1 of them is going to request a refund. And if you have a better contract as well, then they're not even going to be able to request a refund unless they really did everything properly and your product is just shit. But you know, you get the point. And then you want to have, for example, obviously it's going to be different in your business. You will know what you have to do. You will want to hire like a client success manager and 2 appointment setters to make sure that you don't need to do like the outreach stuff and everything, right? Now, you will be at a certain point in your business where you maybe have like 1 or 2 of these systems built already, or you know that they work pretty well. For example, your sales system. And then you can simply just tick them off if you already have these. And you want to build obviously your points after this video in accordance to that, right? And now you have a certain order of which you want to do them, which is generally from the top down, right? So if you already have clients, obviously this needs to be a priority, because otherwise you just have to pay back stuff, and getting results is the most important thing in your business, obviously, because otherwise they're probably going to trigger the guarantee or something. But if you don't have clients, then obviously you want to start here, and then you just want to build this like from the top down. And what you then do, which is the fun part, which is why we have so much space here, is that we want to continue with that in the middle, okay? And maybe it looks too bit of like gamification or something, but this is actually getting you a lot of clarity and makes it a lot more straightforward to see your progress and what's actually going on in your business. And when you have built an when you want to build an appointment system, then there's obviously going to be like some steps that you need to take, which could be find the platform, right? So finding platform could be one step, and you want to highlight these in orange. And by the way, I'm not going to explain everything how to build an appointment setting system, because obviously it's going to be like different from one niche to another, and there are tons of other people who show you that online. I just want to show you how to get clarity in your business and how to make this very straightforward. And now, obviously finding a platform is a bit of an example, but for example, when you want to get a 2% appointment booking rate, might be beneficial if you have something like a positive reply rate established with people who reply, who are at least not saying that they are not interested, who are showing some kind of interest. If you have a percentage of, let's say, 5% positive reply rate, there will, for example, be one step that's going to make it a lot more straightforward to get to 2% appointment booking rate, right? You want to break this down more, and you want to have these points here in orange. And obviously what you then want to do is, again, you want to take a certain order, and then you want to, I'm just going to do this right now with the example of finding platform. Just wanted to know that obviously there's not much to finding the right platform, but could be the case, right? So finding platform, want to make this orange to make it prettier as well. And then you have like the very, very micro steps, and then you want to build out these. And if you know that, then you know exactly what you need to do. And you also know that everything that is not this is a maintenance task, or like a shadow task essentially. And you want to reduce the amount of shadow task, or the time your time wise involvement in these shadow tasks as much as possible, and you just want to focus on these here. And by the way, obviously it's going to happen at some point where you are building the appointment system, but you're already getting calls, and then you obviously want to start building the sales system as well. So then you would just want to take this one here as well, and then you just want to make like the next point here below, and then you want to have the sales system there as well, right? So this is going to make it a lot easier for you to keep an overview. And then every single day when you're working on your stuff, you just want to look at the red task. So if I have like a step here, right, I'll just make this red, and this will be like the sub task, right? If I achieve all of these red steps, then I'm going to achieve finding platform, which is an arbitrary like subsystem like step of building the appointment system. But when I have all of these steps, then I have built an appointment system. And if I have all of these systems built, then I'm rich, right? And this is going to take you some time, but you want to focus all the time that you can take as much as you can on these subtasks, and you want to be very clear with that, what they actually are. And this is going to keep you a lot of clarity, and you also don't need to plan so much because you know exactly what projects you're working on. You can reduce chaos a lot, you can move things around, you can plan with everything. And if you're wondering, if you, for example, finish with everything here, then like, let's say like you only have one step here, then what you can do is you can check this off here. And then you want to build like another new folder here, on the right, which we might just call done work or something, right? So we want to say like, this is done work. And then we just drag this here over to done work. There we go. And then you want to make sure that obviously this is not like so big, because otherwise it just freaks with the mouse, so, right? So you just want to do it like that. And then you see, okay, this is the work that I've done. And then you can just focus on the next point and move on. And every now and then you probably have to make this more specific. And what I quickly wanted to mention is, when you want to work on something, you obviously just want to focus on the like planning the few things that are currently important, right? So let's imagine, for example, you already have a show system and an appointment system, and you're currently working on sales and service delivery. Hiring a client success manager, in case you like when you have like below 10 clients or something, is not going to make too much sense at that point, or you know, you get the point, like when you have little clients, a little amount of clients, then obviously you don't want to hire like a ton of people. So you just want to focus on these two systems. And for these, you can build out all the orange steps, like I mentioned here, that are necessary to build them. But you probably don't even want to build out all the red steps, in case you have them on the left here, like I just showed you, for the orange steps. Because this is going to be too complicated for you, and chances are when you plan something that you're not currently involved in, that the plan is going to be wrong for some part anyway, and this is just going to be wasted time that could be spent on actually building the systems already, right? So yeah, you just want to focus, like if you work on a system, you want to build out all the orange steps, and as soon as you start working on the first orange step, then you want to start building out the red like sub steps for these, right? And not before that. And as soon as you have finished something, at the end of each day, you can just check off your progress, and then you can make sure, okay, this is how that looks like. And then you might plan your next step there. If you need to like too much time to do this, then just take like 15 minutes in a day or something and get some clarity on your goal and think about, okay, what do I actually need to do to make this happen? Where do I maybe need to look for information? What other people can I maybe ask, like who have already done this? And then you just build this out quickly, and then you have clarity within like 15 minutes, and everything is going to be a lot more straightforward. And if you have no different way of really clearly managing these tasks, then other people who have this way are just going to destroy you in business. And this is essentially everything that I wanted to show you here. I want you to build this out after this video. Just go in Notion. I'll honestly just suggest you use Notion, because Notion has this like simple design here, and you can color code it. It's very simple to overview, right? And you just want to take the systems in your business that are still to be built to get you to, I don't know, like 7-8 figures. If you really just want to get to 10K per month, obviously you don't need to have like such good conversion rates. Your product might as well be a bit shit, but if you have some clients who are happy with that, that might already be enough for 10K a month, right? So it really depends on what your like long-term aim is. But once you've built these, obviously you want to drag them here. So you want to see, okay, what of these am I currently working on? Once you have that, then you want to drag them over to here, the orange like subtasks in here, and think maybe that like if there are subtasks, so red tasks in that sense, that would go below that. And sometimes they don't actually exist, right? So if you have just like finding platform here, then you can go with like hashtag like I did here, and then you can just have like finding platform as one task, and then you just know like each time when you plan the day that this is what you're currently working on, right? And when you plan your day, obviously you just want to take like a certain amount of time that this is probably going to take. And what you can then do is you can just go with like A, and then you just say like, for example, from 8 to 10 AM, I want to work on A, and then you can just look here and know, okay, this is funding a platform. Probably not going to take you 2 hours to find a fucking platform for an outbound system, but you get the point. So as you can see, building a business and keeping clarity long term is actually not as hard as many people think. Though on the other hand, obviously this is not some crazy shiny object syndrome or some like crazy shiny method that you might have expected, but this will get you to 7-8 figures, and this got other people to 7-8 figures. This is just a fancy way that I came up with to actually manage all the stuff that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot more like brain efficient for you to do. If you really implement this, getting rich will become very, very simple, and you will just need to work on these tasks. By the way, if you want to scale an agency, but at the end of each day you feel like you could have done 10 times more, there's a link in the description where you can check out how we can help you beyond these videos. Doesn't matter to me really if you click that or not. What matters to me is that your time is being saved, so I just wanted to leave that door open. That's everything for this video today. If you want YouTube to recommend you more of these videos, then feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching to the end, mate, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.